y'all. We're back with another episode of Haute Paire. I'm Jazz.
And I'm Tab.
And we have two more guests with us today. Wait, ladies. Say hey, y'all. Hey. We have Jordan and Jae for this week's episode. And we are super excited to come to y'all with a little bit of girls talk this week. We wanted to mix it up just a little bit. So, we kind of wanted to kick this week's episode off with Pastor John Gray's, I guess, the snippet, because I haven't.
Child cheese, right?
Yeah, this is child cheese. We're gonna kick it off with child cheese, and we wanted to talk about Pastor John Gray's the snippet of his sermon that has been, I guess, gone viral recently, right?
Yeah.
As far as like walking in the spirit of a wife instead of walking in the spirit of a girlfriend. Now, Sierra shared it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And got a huge amount of backlash because
she hasn't always been a wife.
That part. She was walking in the spirit, right, with Future.
She was Matrix. She was doing the Matrix in the spirit.
Right. With Future for a long time. So I felt like it was like pot meet kettle ish kind of. Yeah. But then when I backed up and I was like, hey, it's not just about her. Let's actually talk about his sermon. So what are y'all's thoughts about his sermon? Or the snippet that was shared?
To me, it's just like basically what the sermon says, walking in the spirit of a wife instead of a girlfriend. I guess carrying yourself in a certain way is like a wife.
But at the same time, it's specifically, the question is, how does a wife, quote unquote, how is she supposed to carry herself?
Right. He didn't go into specifics on that short clip.
Right.
No, he didn't.
But as a woman in 2018, being a millennial, we have so many different versions of what a wife is. Mm-hmm. You have wives, quote unquote, Kim Kardashian, she's a wife.
True.
And she's out here posting nude pics.
True.
How you want me to carry myself naked? Or do you want someone like Michelle Obama? Always class. Knees don't go nowhere past her. Her skirt don't go too far past her knees, and she's very poised.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Kim is the total opposite.
Well, so I wouldn't necessarily compare the two of them because it's two different lanes for them. Like you have Michelle Obama was the first lady. I mean, forever, 44, still my first lady. So
true.
You're not going to see her doing what Melania did.
But they're both wives. They're both wives.
Yes.
It's a wide range.
It's a huge, yeah, especially now because we don't necessarily have to go the traditional or the old traditional route where you stay at home with the kids and you have dinner on the table by 6 and you greet your husband at the door with his robe and slippers and
I would love to do that, you know. I would.
I mean, tables turn.
There's a lot of roles now.
Right.
You have the working wife. You have the stay-at-home wife.
Exactly.
You have the dual wife who does like both.
Right.
You have a stay-at-home dad.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not a problem.
Right.
It doesn't matter. So, I mean, I just personally, he was very vague in the sermon. It's like you're trying to help people, but you're not really helping because you're not giving specifics, especially if you're talking to women. Mm-hmm. And if you break it down, black women.
Right.
Like, it's so broad. So I just don't know. I agree, but then it's kind of like I kind of disagree because you can't just put everything in the box.
That's true.
Not only that, but like, you're a man.
I was just about to say that. I'm so tired of men.
How are you going to tell me how to act as a woman? As a wife, okay, yes, you can give your perspective, your opinion on because I'm sure you're married. Mm-hmm. However, at the end of the day, you're still a man.
Right.
You've never been a wife.
The women that you dated prior to your wife, how do I not know that? Maybe they was trying to carry themselves as a wife, but you didn't want them.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, so look back around on John Gray.
So we're going to put back on him.
He met his wife when he was a virgin, and when he saw her, he knew that it was his wife. So I don't think he has like a extensive history of dating to say what the spirit of a wife really is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
So wait, did they get married? Were they older? Or did they get married at a young age? Like you say, a virgin. Was he like
I think he was
college,
older.
or was this like
older?
He was 30.
He was older.
He was like in his 30s.
He was in his 30s. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he made the vow of celibacy and was ready to break that vow.
And that's great.
I will say that
The vow of celibacy until marriage is not for everyone. I applaud anyone who hasn't. I know people who have personally done it, and it's worked for them, but it doesn't work for everyone. And that's I feel like that's one thing that religions or organized faiths talk about a lot. That you have to stay pure until marriage, but it's only harped on to women.
Right.
And so I'm not a fan of that. Like if you're gonna tell people to stay celibate until marriage,
it should be equal.
It should be equal, right? Across the board. It should not just be pushed at girls. Oh, well, you need to stay pure, keep your legs closed, blah 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 blah.
Right.
That do it to everybody, but I will say this: it's not for everyone.
Right.
I've said it before on episodes. There's nothing wrong with having, in my opinion, premarital sex. Be safe about it. Be smart about it, and know what comes from having unprotected premarital sex, and be prepared to face those consequences if you choose to go that route. And so I don't know if he was necessarily talking about hoeing, or if he was just talking about, I don't know, because like Tavari said, it was super vague. Right, it was super vague. Maybe I'll go back and listen to the sermon. Maybe I won't. I feel like I might have heard a sermon like that 11 times already, and I wasn't a fan of it, and I just felt that Sierra was calling the pot, was calling the kettle black by doing that. And I'm like, ma'am,
after all the dudes that you've been with,
well, not even. No, I'm not going to even talk about her bodies like that. But the fact that she, and I don't know the extent of her and Future's relationship because that
and Bow Wow and other people too,
right? But don't do that, ma'am, because you were this person before Russell Wilson decided to wipe you on up.
And that was him.
Right.
It also depends. Yes, a woman's supposed to carry herself, but is a man ready to carry himself as a husband?
Right.
Correct. Like, that's the real question, because a man finds what? A wife.
Right.
A woman is not supposed to go looking for her husband. Her husband's supposed to find her, but he has to be ready to even...
He has to be a man first.
He has to be a man and want to be a husband.
Right.
Like, so at the same time, that's why I feel like he should have brought that over to the men as well.
I agree.
Because it's super double standard. And I really hate it.
And they don't. Yeah, that's not something that's discussed. At least not in like the standard church services. They might talk about that on men's retreats and stuff like that, or like a men's conference, but that's not as openly discussed in your regular church services,
or as often,
as right.
Well, moving on to something that Sierra will never have, a Grammy.
It's true though. She won't.
She won't. I mean, she's a wife now. She
need a Grammy
stuff.
So
you have to like put out.
Beyonce has how many Grammys and she's a wife?
Look, it's a wide range. It's a wide range.
I mean, if we want to go into wives having Grammys, like we got.
It ain't her.
No, I mean you're absolutely right. I was both shocked and pleased with the Grammys. As far as wins go, I feel like Bruno Mars won a lot.
He deserved it,
as he should have, because that album was
amazing,
absolutely amazing. Yes. Kendrick Lamar won a lot.
He deserved it.
He won a lot.
I didn't watch it.
He won 2, but he was nominated for what? 6. So that I think that's pretty good odds. And he lost a lot to Bruno.
Right.
Jay-Z, I feel like Jay-Z should have won.
Why? Because he's Beyonce's husband?
I feel like Jay-Z needs to just go home and be a husband.
I
mean, I didn't listen to 444 just because I'm very like, I like what I listen to. I don't really branch out a whole bunch, but...
444, come on now.
I thought it was a good body of work as a whole.
Well, an album about him cheating on his wife and then trying to make it better.
Right. Well,
okay, girl. It was a great album.
No.
I mean,
he can go home.
It wasn't a black album, or it wasn't a
The Blueprint.
The Blueprint, or Volume 3 was my absolute favorite by him. But it wasn't that where you have a whole bunch of bangers, but I feel like he was really personal in this album.
And that's great, but you don't need a Grammy for it.
Exactly. So a lot of people are personal.
Congratulations.
Frank Ocean was personal.
Did he get nominated?
Jay-Z got nominated.
Okay.
Yeah, he got nominated.
Okay. Well, at least you can say that.
What about the performances? Did y'all see Childish Gambino's performance?
I liked him. I didn't know he can sing that well. I didn't know he can hold them notes.
Oh, he can sing in real life.
Real life.
Real life.
Yes. I love him. And I really love the fact that he brought the boy who's playing young Simba in Lion King to come up there and sing with him. You weren't a fan of that. You texted me about that.
I was like, is he in front of a fan? You saying,
let young Simba be great.
I'm
looking forward to the live action Lion King, and I mean, I'm really looking forward to hearing.
It's supposed to be so many celebrities, right?
It is, yeah.
I know Beyonce is definitely,
and I think that's going to be a distraction.
Really. You think so?
I think so because she's Beyonce.
Well, no. So it's a musical, so I'm happy that they actually have vocalists doing this. So you have Donald Glover, you have Beyonce,
authentic artists.
But at the same time, I just personally feel like they already have all this shine. Like, there are other talented people in this world who deserve
but it's also a marketing strategy. You got to make sure you bring them tickets.
However, if you want to make sure you get your funding too, because I mean, Disney will back it up to a certain point, but they want to make sure they get their money back.
But you don't have to have all celebrities though. Right. You can have like a couple.
But if you're doing something classic like the Lion King, like I don't think you should water it down with celebrities. Like I really don't.
But I feel like they can actually I feel like they can actually perform those Elton John songs as they should be performed.
Right. Like but you still have to know how to act. And who shouldn't be there?
Well, I'm
who can't act?
Who can't act?
Come on, bitch. Come on.
Please don't talk about Beyonce.
You know that girl can't act.
Oh my God.
I like her, but she can't act.
You're not going to be on this podcast trying to down the
He can't act either.
No, he can't do.
I love Beyonce, but she can't.
Have y'all ever seen Beyonce in an actual play or musical? Of a movie is different.
Girl, calm down. Dream Girls is all the play we need. Okay, like I said, I love you, Beehive. Don't sting me, but she just don't have it.
Well,
she's not the best. I lump her and Justin Timberlake into like the same category. They are great musicians, awesome entertainers.
Yes,
awesome entertainers. Serious acting is not really their lane.
Everybody got their strength.
Everybody has that. Yes,
and who's that might not be really just acting. Maybe she really is gonna be more vocal. Maybe it's more of a literally a musical.
It's live action.
Thank you. Cut down.
It's live action. So she gonna be. It's her acting.
But
I will look to see her hard work. She's been practicing. I know she has.
To answer your question about the Grammys, who did I like? Well, I was just happy Cardi B was there,
living her best life.
She needs to work on her stage presence for me. To me, because it needs a little work. But I'm happy she got the opportunity.
I'm happy she did too. Cardi B's had a big year.
She has.
Cardi B's had a year.
She has had a good year.
I'm proud of her. Like I'm happy she's staying authentic to herself.
She's definitely staying authentic to herself.
But not even that. I mean, she like even talks about the woes of being like that popular. She's like she low key don't like it.
I think she like attacks when people attack her, she snaps back.
Oh yeah,
too frequently. Like she needs a publicist.
I was just about to say that she might not have a PR. I mean, she might not have a publicist.
She needs one.
Well, you have to remember she started off on a show, which is another thing that I want to talk to y'all about. How Cardi B is one of the numerous people who have gotten famous based off of reality shows. Like Candy was famous before Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I feel like it came back.
Right.
Like people rediscovered her on that show.
Nene,
Rashida, like
right.
Do you guys think that it's the popularity of those shows that are fueling their careers?
Absolutely.
Like if they left those shows, would their careers fall off?
Well, not. I mean, yes and no.
Okay.
Kind of.
Wait, what shows are you watching now? Like, are you watching Housewives? Are you watching Love and
Well, I'm not watching anything because I don't have cable.
Well, there's that.
But because I use Amazon and Netflix. Okay. But when I was like, I mean, I liked Candy as a musician. I love K. Michelle.
I mean,
girl. I'll say a few
we know how Tavaria feels about Billy Goat.
Thank you. 3 Billy Goat girls.
The few songs I will say, I won't pay a concert go see her in concert.
Girl, see, you don't really like it now.
I mean, I feel like K. Michelle can sing. I feel like K. Michelle is trying to move into the lane that Mary J. Blige was in. You know? Like, I feel like she's all
She can
heartbreak.
sing.
She can sing very well.
She puts too much of her
hood.
Yeah.
She hood.
Like, she just needs to calm it down some and she'll be all right.
She hood. Like, I'm like, ma'am, the goal is to get the white people money. That's the goal.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Say that a little louder, Jay.
The goal is to get the why people money. I don't feel like K. Michelle is accomplishing that goal.
She's not.
By keeping it as hood as she's kept it. I feel like she should see what Monica has done. Monica has stayed very authentic to herself.
Right.
But she knows, hey, every now and then I gotta
go ahead and
gotta hit you with a pop song real quick I gotta hit you with a Sogon or just one of them days that people could, that's my jam.
Right.
Yeah. So I can get that. People, man.
Well, K. Michelle has a snippet of it because she's like the brand ambassador for Jack Daniels. But you know who drink Jack Daniels?
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Me?
So silly.
I drink Jack Daniels.
She said she wanted to come out with a country album too.
I feel like she can do that.
I mean, but
she is country and she's
from
talented.
Alabama or something.
No,
but
she's from Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, they country.
I mean,
I feel like she can do it.
Why not?
She's a great writer.
And that's
she
true.
is a good writer.
But who will listen to her though?
Well, so that's what it is. That's what it comes to. Because I mean, I feel like if you isolate yourself and you isolate your fans by making all that hood stuff before, it's going to be a huge jump to say, okay, I want to make a country album now.
Can't be jumping over fences in the country now.
That's right.
Bomb marketing team.
Well,
and great branding.
That's true.
I just think a lot of people's her choices of people working with her again very slim.
Right. Oh yeah,
true.
So it's really a struggle for her that goes back to the reality. That's why I think she was trying to come back to Love and Hip Hop or whatever.
Well, she's part owner now of the franchise.
Oh really?
Yes.
She made boss moves. I will say that in my opinion, she made some big moves in comparison to the people who've been on Love and Hip Hop and ain't did nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yandy.
It's kind of a little louder for the folks. Hey, Yandy has multiple businesses.
She does.
Okay,
Yandy. I mean, from
her
what I've
stuff
heard,
is not really just in the spotlight like that. That's how you.
But
know
she never
you
was
moves.
though. Like she was always.
She was already,
right?
and the only reason you knew is because show with Jim Jones. I think that was on the first Love and Hip Hop New York, and that's how you found out about Yandy. But other than that, she's making her money, but she's in the background making her money. She's just on the show getting a little check,
and that's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong.
Checks
with
from on the sky.
I respect that.
Get checks from on the sky. Now, speaking of like working with other women, you said having the right PR team and making sure that we have each other's backs. I wanted to talk about like women having each other's backs, period, in Hollywood. Like I feel like there's been a resurgence of that.
Like with the Time's Up movie.
Yes, there's been a huge resurgence of that. So whether it's celebrities wearing all black on the red carpet, or wearing all black to an event, or wearing
the white roses for the Grammys,
or just saying like the social media campaigns that have been happening recently. I feel like people are actually having women's back in Hollywood now. How do y'all feel about that? Like, is it like one of those, it's about damn time, or is it one of those, I feel like you guys are just doing this for the likes?
And that's what I feel like. I feel like it's just a trend. It's just to say, hey, women, here's y'all time. Now shut up. Let's get back to the regular
because at the end of the day, it's not going to change anything.
Right.
People are still going to do what they're going to do.
Exactly.
The whole, what is it, the things that's going on with people coming out about being assaulted by, Me Too. Like at the end of the day, all this stuff being going on, we're gonna talk about it for a minute, and then boom,
it's gonna disappear.
It's gonna disappear, and it's still going on.
Right.
Like
I agree.
So
I don't.
How do you think we could change that? Like, how do you think
it's not going to change?
It has to start with women not accepting the way men are, as far as in their producers and their marketing team or people the writers. It starts with them saying no, or I'm not going to be afraid to say something right then and there. That's what I think it starts with women and ends with
large
women.
Numbers.
Yeah. Right.
But then at the same time, you still have women. You have women that think the same way men think as well.
Right.
Oh, I'm not supposed to do all that because you're not supposed to mess with my money.
Right.
You have women that think like that. So I think it will never be a whole as a woman where we're able to like, hey, we're gonna stand up for ourselves, blah blah. No,
because they're still trying to get ahead. They're still trying to
get. And if that's the case, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, me and you, blah blah blah, and then boom, I'm gonna push you right onto the side so I can pass you up.
Right.
Gotcha. Because that's how women are. They're just catty. They're
not only that, but the women, which is sad, but they receive backlash for even speaking up, like low key messing up people's careers and stuff.
Right. Yeah. And so now you don't have a job because you just wanted to stand up for yourself.
Now, I'm not saying not stand up, because by all means stand up.
Definitely.
However,
don't
out, right. However, don't stop standing up.
Right. That, and I think that's huge. Like I feel like you said, it'll come in. It feels like it's going to come in waves. I think people need to consistently stand up. I think people need to consistently push back. Same with Black Lives Matter. Same with all that. Don't stop saying it just because it's no longer trendy.
Right.
Because this is not, we're not doing this for, it's a life thing. Right. Yeah. And so I feel like we could make a difference, and we will make a difference if we continue to push back. And we continue to say, hey, time's up. And if we continue to say, no, I'm not going to stand for this.
Exactly.
And it shouldn't just be trendy anymore. I just hope that people take it on as an actual, like, lifestyle thing, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that's like, to me, it's like, when I think about stuff like that, it goes back to relationships. Like women, if you're married and you see that some other woman is trying to talk to your man or whatever the case may be, I feel like women as a whole, if we're just like, hey, I'm not going to talk to that girl's husband, I'm not going to talk to that girl's man because blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, you want what you want because that's just women. So I feel like at the end of the day, whether it's the workplace, whether you're talking about relationships, I think it comes down to how a person's character is and if they want to stand up, if they want to make a difference. Because if not, nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same stuff, just a different day.
So you brought up the argument that you just shared is one that I've heard a lot of times where, I'm not going to talk to this woman's husband. I'm not going to. Takes two to tango.
Sure does.
So whether it's I'm approaching, because I've approached somebody recently and I didn't know they were in a relationship, and as soon as they told me they were in a relationship, I backed out.
That's what I'm talking about. That's like Trisha taught you.
Well, right? She's like, well, I'm like, there's that. But it takes two to tango. So it's not just that woman's responsibility; it's the husband's, because he's the one who's married.
That's true.
It's the partner who is actually committed to someone to say, hey, you know what? I'm in a relationship. We shouldn't do that.
But you said no. The next chick might not say no. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
But it's on the
woman.
person who's in a relationship to say no.
This
it's
is true.
on the single person to say no.
But ain't no man just gonna turn down no female like that.
They should. So that's the argument that's happening a lot. The boys are gonna be boys. Men are gonna be men. Ain't no man gonna do this. But they should, and they're not being held accountable. And that's whole Time's Up movement. I feel like that's what this whole Time's Up movement is about. Men are not being held accountable for their actions. And until we hold them accountable for their actions, continuously, shit is going to continue to happen.
Right.
So I'm with, is this Betty? Well, I heard you was sleeping with my... All that can be out of the window if Rob decided that he didn't want to sleep with.
Betty and Rob.
Right. Yeah.
All that stuff, if we hold the men accountable and we say, hey, guess what? If I got to be a decent human being, you got to be a decent human being. You know?
Yeah.
So, that's just me. I feel like people should be held accountable on all fronts, whether it's relationships, whether it's, you know how I feel about, like, health and women's health and stuff like that. I'm a big proponent. We were talking earlier about making sure that if you're going to have premarital sex, you're safe about it. You can ask Tab.
Prophylactics is her word.
That's my thing. I buy condoms because somebody has to use them. So, birth control, that's a big thing. I'm on birth control. I still use condoms.
I believe in birth control.
Girl, like
to the T.
To the T.
Not to the T personally.
Really?
No.
Oh wait, but I know why you don't. Yeah.
Why? Well, yeah. First of all, I take the pills and I skip because I just be forgetting.
That puts you at a higher risk to get pregnant.
It does. And see, that was the reason why I got an IUD, because I would forget to take a pill. And so then you're like, I'm a double and triple up. Well, that's not what you're supposed to do.
I be on days taking two. Yeah, I just.
But that was the reason why I got an IUD. And I personally don't want to have bio children. That's not a thing for me. I want to be a mom, but I don't want to have bio children. But a topic that's come up recently has been birth control for women before and after kids. So before kids, they're like, you can, like, I feel like they're actually marketing long-term birth control for women before they have kids, because they're realizing that not all women want to have children, and your body is. I feel like long-term birth control is being tweaked a bit to account for the women who don't necessarily want to have biological children. Now, I don't have kids, so I don't know what a body would look like after a child, but I know you two have kids.
Right.
So what's that look like for you guys since you've had kids?
Well, you already know I used to be slim. When my son came, I gained like an excessive amount of weight, and I have not been able to get it off. Not saying that I've tried to get it off because I still think I'm cute or whatever. I have not shedded the baby weight yet. And I'm in the process now, but I haven't shedded it. So that was a major change after I had my child.
Gotcha. What about you, Jay?
My major change was, I really didn't have that issue. It was really just after I had my baby with the breastfeeding and everything. I actually lost my baby weight. Okay. And I wasn't like working, and I had no money to eat out. So I was forced to eat healthy. And when I went back to work after my 6 weeks, I was just eating. So for me, like, I think I've done good so far. I've never been small. Okay. I've always had a shape, but I've always been heavier, like 160, 170. I am about 200 right now, so I do need to lose that as far as a health perspective. But my body has changed as far as like my boobs, of course. They're not like, I can like, when I get out the shower, I gotta like pick it up. You
gotta throw it back.
You know? Like all that milk just took my whole boobs away. But for the most part, I don't think, and it also comes, genetics plays a major part because we have so many women. People are like, oh, you got snapback, and it's like, nah, you just got good genes. Like, come on now. Some people gotta actually work it off. Right. But for the most part, I don't think I've had too much. I mean, I still be pulling. So. I don't think it's too bad. But I like the fact that after I had my baby, I did get the IUD. I do have Mirena because I'm a big fan of. Look, I got 5 years. Boom, take it out. Give me another 5 years.
The only reason why I couldn't get a longer one was because my insurance said no. But I was like, "What's the longest one they'll pay for?" He said, "Mirena,
big, give me the 5 years."
It's gonna be in that break where y'all get pregnant, huh?
You said what?
See, you know what?
No, he's gonna take it out. Dr. Lee is gonna take it out.
But that's the good thing. Slide another one in. But that's the good thing about the IUD, because if I was to meet someone, I would definitely see myself maybe having another child in the future. But you gotta come with it. And I want to push gift, but yeah. Aside from that,
but that, you're out and you're instantly
and get pregnant.
Yeah, like it doesn't affect your your fertility.
Right. Yeah. So that's why I like fertility.
Yeah. So Dr. Lee was like, I know you don't want to have biological children, but if you change your mind, you can take out you can have your IUD taken out, and it doesn't affect your fertility. He was like, I'm not saying you take it out, I'm saying you have us take it out.
Now you're talking about going to the doctor. I don't think women see the doctor regularly, like as
women
far as
or men.
I think women as well, because it's people that don't get regular like STD screenings, they don't get HIV testings, they don't get pap smears, they don't get their whole well womans. Like, isn't so much stuff out there and people don't get that.
People literally,
I feel like that might be a healthcare issue.
Yeah, I'm like, that might be a healthcare issue.
Because I feel like as long so one of the things that I really like about the new company that I work for, they're really pushing health. Like they're like, look, we'll give you this. We have all these incentives for you.
Right.
If you're going to the doctor, if you have fitness trackers, if you're taking all these health courses, blah, 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 blah. So they're really pushing health, or good health.
Right.
And I feel like those of us who have insurance have no problem going to the doctor and at least getting a well woman. Now, whether you get the full panel STD test, I get that every year. Shout out to you, Dr. Lee.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
But I've been getting that since before I was sexually active. It was like, give me everything. Test me for everything.
Right.
I don't think everyone's health insurance doesn't cover that.
Right.
It's not just, there's free, there are free clinics. There are gold cards. There are different insurance. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Insurance alternatives, so I don't think it's just the medical coverage.
I think that there are people who will wait until they are like dying.
Yes.
Until they go to the doctor.
Well, you have some people, they're literally scared to go to the doctor. Like the dentist, the doctor, they just...
Ooh, especially the dentist.
Yeah, they're just afraid. Maybe they have something happen when there's a child. I don't know.
Rather be afraid than dead.
Right.
My mom says, you got one body.
Okay.
Take care of it.
That's true.
I want to know everything.
You got to take care of it. You have to make sure you're getting... And I mean, not just... your well woman exam, you got to make sure you get your regular your
physicals,
your check your air, blood levels,
pressure, all that.
Skin. Also for the people, because I'm stupid. So your physical and your well woman,
two different things.
Those are two different things.
Yeah, girl, you're not stupid.
Girl,
people learn that later in life. They were like, "Oh, I just went and got a physical." Okay, but did they actually do the Pap smear? Like, did they put you in the stirrups?
Right. What did you get?
Because I told my doctor, I was like, I need a wellness exam. So they had me up for the wellness exam. I'm like, no, not this. I just got this. I need the other stuff. I need my blood work done.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you have to, as women, we have to be specific because there's so much more. I feel like there's so much more that goes on. We have to worry about a whole lot more.
Right.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, someone was talking to me recently about like natural body cleanses. Like they do that instead of going to the doctor.
Like douching, which you're not supposed to do.
Which you're not supposed to do because it messes up the pH.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even know why they have dishes. We already know doctors do not.
Right.
They tell you not
agree
to do
with that.
And those suppositories, like those scented.
But like, why would you want to put that in your vagina?
Exactly. So they think it's gonna smell like roses. It's supposed to smell like roses.
It's not.
It's supposed to smell like water.
It's supposed to smell like water. Nothing. What does water smell like? It smells
nothing good. Exactly.
It's supposed to smell like you.
Right. At the end of the day, it's a self.
I mean, your diet affects it and everything.
Self-cleansing.
Right. And people are like, I don't even put like I don't even put like body wash down there because you're not supposed to do that. And it says it on the bottle.
You ain't supposed to go in there, but you're supposed to wash the outside down.
Yeah, but you don't use like
Dove.
Dove
unscented.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of these natural cleanses being as popular.
I know some people use apple cider vinegar.
That's a natural healer.
I've heard of that. Like I heard that can be used for a lot of stuff though.
Like shrinking
a lot, shrinking the insides.
Girl, if you open.
That's what they say.
But tell them bring it back.
But that's really an old wives' tale. I think because
shrinking it.
Yeah, you supposed to put apple cider vinegar.
Okay, I don't like the way apple cider vinegar smells. My mom used to drink that for her.
So bad.
It's good. I mean, it's good for natural.
It has good health benefits.
Yeah. I mean, it's a beauty hack for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it is.
But I ain't putting no apple cider vinegar. I can imagine it burning.
Nah. I just can't do it. I can't get past the scent.
Mix it. However, I'm not doing it.
But imagine the smell after. Oh no,
vinegar is a natural deodorizer.
It is. Vinegar is a natural deodorizer.
Yeah, like my mom, she probably like, girl, why you?
Don't be telling your mom
put it under her underarms, but she didn't have deodorant because.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. I ain't about to walk around smelling like no vinegar.
But it fades. It does fade.
Well, I'd say it does fade because I just tried it on my skin one time and I was like, dang, this stuff's strong. And then after a while, it faded away.
You smell it anymore.
You use it as like what, a beauty hack or
no, as a toner.
As a toner.
Mm-hmm. That's smart.
Really?
After my sugar scrubs, I use it as a toner.
Okay, please share some more beauty hacks.
Look at your skin.
Right. Guys, makeup. NC50.
NC50
MAC. No. So I recently purchased. I finally got my hands on some Fenty foundation. It only took 7 days.
Right. So you like it?
I do. So I bought 430 and 420. I got matched for 420 when I was in Barcelona last September, and then I bought 430 because I feel like that's the color I am after our cruises and vacations and stuff. So why not buy it now? I like it. It dries to a soft matte. It's nice. Fragrant. It's a light fragrance, and it's not overwhelming. But I love that it dries to a soft matte, and I love the coverage of it. Okay. I mean, I get the hype and the fact that there are multiple undertones, and we don't have to deal with that tart bull that happened. And they're like, "Oh, well, we're coming out with more as the season." I'm not a seasonal color, honey.
Right. This is all year.
365. I'm not a seasonal color, but no, I like it. I love how inclusive her line was from the jump. And I feel like a lot of brands should have followed suit, or they should. Well,
oh yeah, they're definitely trying now. But I mean, it's Rihanna.
Right, but I think that is what we needed, though.
That's
we
true.
needed somebody of color to be like, "Hello, like we are here." And not just black people, but like everyone of color.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it sucks that it took this long. I mean, you have brands like Fashion Fair, which was started
Fashion Fair.
Listen,
major throwback.
Girl.
That's what breaks my skin.
And they still,
really?
Yes.
Really?
It does.
My mom loved Fashion Fair. I still have her makeup bag, and I use it as my like go-to travel bag. My go bag.
Hey, my mom used to love her fashion. We be at Dillard's at
10
o'clock when they open. Yeah. Oh no, we be at Foley's, okay, and we be up there waiting for Foley's to open so she can get her fashion fit.
Yeah, it was only sold in department stores, so you had to go to. I mean, my mom was faithful to that. She get her Fashion Fair in her
super
pink.
faithful.
Was she? I think my mom used Mac. I don't know.
Mac's been around for a while, and Mac's been inclusive for a while. So that's, I mean, they're also a Canadian company. So
I feel like people go to them just because of the name. Like,
you think
so?
Yes,
because popular. It's kind of like
it's other,
especially if you're in the mall. It's like Mac is really like the only, aside from Sephora, but the only standing brand makeup company in the store that you can go to. You don't have to go to like an actual makeup counter in Macy's or anything like that.
That's true.
And you feel like you're really doing something.
I personally like Sephora makeup. That's my foundation of choice.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard great things about their makeup.
It's not bad.
It's
I
not
like
bad
it,
at all.
and it lasts forever. But
and it's buildable.
Like that, so. It is.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just got turned on to Maybelline Fit Me, and I'm telling you,
I love the powder.
It worked. Well, I use the liquid,
amazing.
and it works really well. Good coverage, long lasting. So
my go-to drugstore is Revlon. So I either use Color Stay or I'll use Photo Ready, and I love Photo Ready because I don't get that ashen
look.
Yeah.
Casket ready.
Casket shot with Photo Ready. But I love Color Stay because it lasts forever. And I was actually in, I think it was Color. Yeah, it was Color Stay. So when I was in Barcelona, my stepmom she cute. She cute. She real cute. She found this. I don't know where she got it from. She told me, and I still forgot. But it's a combination of two. So she's caramel and this other color, and I'm toffee. I think Candace is gonna be mad at me because she was like, "I told you it was this." But she found the combo, and I like that Revlon does that. So they'll make because they understand that not everybody is
one color,
right? So they make a combo, and so she found that, and I was like, "Ooh, I need to get that," and I still found it. But I like that we have a drugstore brand that does that as well, and it's super affordable.
Right?
Yeah, it's super affordable. It literally is.
Yeah. But so we obviously have different taste and style as far as like makeup goes, but also our actual clothing style, right? Like me and Tavara grew up together, but
we have two different styles.
Two completely different. We do. I'm way more. I don't wear heels. Like if I can avoid it, I will not wear heels at all.
I'll put on a heel in a minute.
And well, you still will put on to go out. You'll stunt in a heel. I love being comfortable. I travel incredibly comfortable. I mean, I'm period. You will find me a pair of Chucks, pair of flats. I'm happy that leggings are now seen as pants. Shout out to that movement. No, I think that's great. What about y'all? Has y'all style developed like over the years, or has it changed recently, or what?
I feel like I was always like told to dress for your body.
Okay.
So that's what I try to do the most. Like dress for what I feel like I'll look best in.
Okay.
And comfort. I'm not really a heels girl. If I do wear a heel, it's thick.
Okay.
So, but I like to just chill.
Yeah. What about you, Jay? I like. I think my style has changed tremendously because when I was like in high school, I was like, oh, when I grow up, like I was a fan of Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is always girly. She has on heels. Her makeup's done. Her hair is curled. Child, if you have a baby, you put them Adidas on and some leggings, and you call it a day. But I think it really just depends on the occasion and what I'm about to do. I love dressing like, to me, I like dressing up like a girl. I like to put my heels on and a cute dress, do my hair, stuff like that. But then I can also switch it up and be a little tomboy and put some J's on and walk out the door. So I think I've been more open to style now versus I was just so in one box.
Gotcha. Okay, so you talked about wearing heels when we go out, and you did that too. So I wanted to like touch on that a little bit for this week's edition of Bump Bump Bump.
Uh-oh.
So no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So there are a few like anthems, not anthems, but like go-to songs that I think of when I'm thinking of like girls' night out and we're doing all that. I know one of them was like ladies' night, the newer one, not the old school one
with Little Kim
Little Kim. Okay,
Angie Martinez and all them. I totally forgot that Left Eye was on that song until recently.
She is.
Yeah. I totally forgot that Left Eye was on that song until recently, and I heard it. I was like, wait a minute. Is that Lisa Left Eye Lopez on this track? Angie Martinez has a verse at the beginning. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's one of my like go-to. Like I have a Black Girl Magic playlist that I'll put on if I'm getting ready to go out with the girls, and that one's on there.
Mine is definitely Independent Women by Destiny's Child.
You think so? That's a good one.
I like
really
that.
Love that.
I like the remix too.
You do?
I love the remix.
I like both versions.
Yeah.
I feel like
because then they wrap it up. Wait, you like
Jumping's
what?
a good one.
That'll get you ready for the club too.
Yeah.
What's what was another one that we used to sing all the time?
Lady Marmalade.
Yes.
I was Little Kim.
Okay. Lil' Kim had a really good verse on that track though.
I know, but I was her. Remember we used to act like them?
We did. I feel like we performed that song a lot when it came out. Is it just me or were y'all shocked as to why Maya was on the track?
Because she could dance.
Oh.
I mean,
did she sing?
Right?
Because I can't remember. Did she sing? Because I can't remember.
She did. She had a verse too.
I liked Maya on there. I didn't care
I know
for,
Pink was on there. Christina Aguilera
I love
was
Pink.
on there.
I didn't care for Christina Aguilera, even though she had the best part.
But so you have to, Christina Aguilera can sing. Pink can
there?
sing.
So you ain't gonna say Maya can sing?
Maya can sing a little bit.
Okay,
she just had like a
She's
soft,
a very
pretty,
yeah.
And then
y'all gonna leave Maya alone.
But okay, I feel like Maya didn't fit that track.
Well, who would you like to see there?
Everybody else.
Everybody else. I feel like you're right. Like Christina had a huge voice. Pink had a big voice.
But you got to realize these people that were big then. Maya was big then, to a certain extent.
For what?
Pink was just coming out.
Wait. What was Maya big on? What was big?
It's all about me and you.
She had my love. Oh, my love was like, whoa.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she did have my love was like, whoa.
In case of the ex, don't downplay Maya now.
Okay, that's fine. I was just shocked as to why she was on that track.
Would you have Britney Spears on there?
No.
Okay. Be happy with Maya.
I mean, maybe Brandy or
no. Brandy wouldn't fit.
No.
Brandy wouldn't have fit on there.
No. Her voice is too sultry. I don't think she would.
It is too sultry.
Christina's voice is sultry.
Okay,
yeah, but
right.
I don't know.
I don't see Brandy putting on all that.
You right.
Yeah.
You right. Because that was her. We in this arrangement time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, she wrong for doing Brandy like that. You better leave her alone.
But where's the lie? Where is their arrangement lie? I mean, shout out to, she didn't want to have a kid out of wedlock.
Don't act like you in Jam That Never Say Never album. Like,
bro, that was the first album I ever owned.
Exactly.
That was
don't
the
be
first.
like Brandy dolls with the baby bang. Don't even try. You know,
my mama was on that.
Brandy.
I really was. I love Brandy. No, I mean I love Brandy. Yeah, Never Say Never was the first album that I ever owned. It was
and you jammed it religiously.
I'm pretty sure I scratched that album because I jammed it so hard. Like that was put that on everything was my song.
Yes,
still my song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Still my song. But yeah, I mean, what are other like good go-to girl night songs for y'all?
I don't really have any. I listen to trap.
Throw that ass in a circle.
Trap music.
Like girly stuff. I don't know. When it comes to music, I'm kind of a dude.
I'm listening to my 90s R&B now. That's gonna get me by.
As long as we started off with "Good Girls" by Joe.
I'm
clean to that. I'm clean to R&B and stuff.
It's good.
Yeah. R&B is good.
But like when I'm in the car,
feels like
Dolph.
I can't deal.
Well, I guess we wanted to. Well, we always close our shows out with affirmations or like a word, a message of the evening. And I wanted to theme this one towards like girl power ish, kind of. So, did you ladies have any like an affirmation or a message that you wanted to share for the episode?
You can go ahead.
Yeah, go first.
What? No, I'm not going first.
Fine, I'll go first.
Sorry, go first.
Mine is know your worth and make him spend times 2.
Ooh.
I like that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jay.
I don't know how I'm supposed to say something. Right? Look, you can come back to me because I have tons of screenshots.
There you
go. Mine recently has just been live your best life.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be single because I think for me, being 27, I'm kind of in that mood where I'm like, I want to be in a relationship, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm living my best life by myself and my friends, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So Jordan kind of took mine. I was gonna say it's okay to be in your singledom. Date yourself.
That's important.
That's big. Like I feel like I feel like that's not something that's expressed to women a lot.
Yeah.
Date yourself. Like it's okay to. I mean, since I got my movie pass, I've been going to the movies all the time. I take myself on solo dates.
As you should.
As you should, right. I travel by myself. It's okay to date yourself because no one's going to love you the way you love yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
And you might have to teach someone. Like, I feel like you can't tell anyone what you like if you don't know what you like.
Exactly.
So be okay in your singledom. Know that you don't have to be in a relationship to have worth.
Yeah, to flourish.
Right.
Yeah, to flourish.
Yeah.
That's mine.
Yeah.
Jay?
Hey, secure the bag, sis. That's all I gotta say. Get that money.
9/9/2018.
Your money ain't gonna never leave you and do you dirty.
I think that's a great note to end the show on. Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Make sure you follow these lovely ladies on social media. This one is a blogger, and this one is a makeup
I do
artist.
makeup, everything. I wash your babies for $50.
She's securing the bag.
Secure the bag, sis.
She's securing the bag. But yeah, so make sure you join us again in 2 weeks, and we'll see you then.
Signing out.
Bye.